The 2025 MLB All-Star Game is fastly approaching, and the first phase of voting to select who will go to the next phase is open. So, I thought it would be a good idea to go through and look at this ballot and say what I think the lineup should be for both the National and American League if the All-Star Game was tomorrow. I'll be going in order of positions, so without further ado, let's get into it. Getting it started with the catcher position, and in the American League, I think this is one of the easiest decisions. I have Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. This guy is leading the entire major leagues with 26 home runs at the time of recording, and he is doing it playing for the Mariners, which makes it even more impressive because Seattle is a hard place to hit. I even looked, it's not even like he's hitting a ton of homers on the road. He has hit thus far 13 home runs at home and 13 on the road. It's an even split. Obviously, this is very unlikely, but Cal Raleigh is on pace to break Aaron Judge's record for single-season home runs in the American League with 65. That is absolute insanity. Well, I don't think that will happen. It's still a fun thing to think about, and so I think it is very obvious that Cal Raleigh should be starting behind the plate for the American League in the All-Star Game this year. Sticking with the catcher position, for the National League catcher, this one is a little bit less obvious. There's not a lot of catchers in the National League having great seasons this year, but I went with Will Smith of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Smith currently has a .320 batting average, a .423 on base, which leads the National League, and a .503 slugging percentage for a .926 OPS with a .164 OPS plus. So I feel he's a safe pick for my catcher in the National League. Moving over to first base now, I have Paul Goldschmidt of the New York Yankees in the American League. After winning the MVP in 2022, Goldie did not have the greatest last few years with the Cardinals, but he is having an unbelievable year with the Yankees. He has already accumulated more B-WAR this year than he did all of last year, and he's hitting .312 with an .836 OPS. I am very impressed with what he's done this year, so he is my pick at first base. Now in the National League, this might seem like Mets bias, but just look at what Pete Alonso has done this year. I mean, after having a down season last year in the regular season, the postseason seemed to have woken him up, and the year he is having is absolutely unbelievable. Similar to Goldie, he has put up more WAR this year than he did all of last year. He is on pace for 42 home runs and 150 RBIs, which is just unbelievable. After not getting the contract he wanted last offseason, if he can keep this production up, he will absolutely get the deal he wants after this season, so he is absolutely my starting first baseman in the National League. Moving on to second base, and in the American League, this may surprise some people, but I have Gleyber Torres from the Detroit Tigers. It's unbelievable to me how the Tigers are the best team in the league up to this point when the Dodgers exist, but the Tigers have been incredible this year, and Gleyber has been a big part of that team. After leaving the Yankees and growing out the beard, Gleyber has thrived in Detroit this season. Not too much to say here, but he is my second baseman in the American League, and now in the National League, I have Ketel Marte. The fact that Marte has only played 26 games this year and already has 12 home runs and 22 RBIs is absolutely crazy. The guy is the best second baseman in the majors when he's healthy, so he is here at second base in the National League. Moving over to third base in the American League, this one was very close for me between Jose Ramirez and Alex Bregman, but ultimately I went with Jose Ramirez. He's batting .333 with 12 home runs, 32 RBIs, .946 OPS. He is so good. I always feel like Jose Ramirez does not get the love he deserves, but I'm giving it to him right here. I feel like he is a perfect fit on this team. Now, in the National League for third base, I did not realize until I started making this video that Manny Machado was having this good of a year. He has an .898 OPS this season. He's hitting .320, and while he's no longer the defensive third baseman he once was, he's still having a phenomenal year and is definitely the best third baseman in the National League thus far, so I like him here in this spot. Moving over to shortstop in the American League, this one is very clearly between three guys. Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals, Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros, and the guy I went with, Jacob Wilson of the Athletics. Look, I understand Bobby Witt Jr. is the best shortstop in the world, but it is hard for me not to vote for a guy who's hitting .366 with a .402 on base and is probably going to win Rookie of the Year this year. It is incredible what Wilson has been able to accomplish thus far in his rookie season. He has the best squared up percentage in the majors at 42.1%. He also has the best strikeout percentage in the majors, as he only strikes out 5.9% of the time, and he is in the top 1% of players in whiff percentage at 9%. It is going to be really interesting to see what this guy's able to do in his career, so I have him here at shortstop for the American League. Moving over to the National League, last year's MVP runner-up, it is Francisco Lindor. Lindor usually starts off the season insanely slow in April and the start of May, but this year that did not happen, and he has absolutely produced. He is batting .283 this year with 14 homers and 38 RBIs for an .842 OPS. There was a point in this season where not a lot of guys on the Mets were producing offensively, and so it was basically him and Alonso carrying this team. He is such a huge part of this Mets team, and so he is my starting shortstop for this NL All-Star Game team. Moving on to the outfield. So the way the voting works, you don't vote for left, center, and right fielders specifically. You just vote for 3 outfielders in each league, so I will not be listing specific positions. Getting it started in the American League. First one, super obvious, Aaron Judge. It is mid-June, and Judge is still hitting .396. He's on pace for his third 50-plus homer season in 4 years, and the only season he didn't hit 50-plus home runs in the last 4 years, he missed 56 games and was on pace to hit 57 home runs that year. The guy is just unbelievable. I can't even comprehend how good of a hitter he is. Next, we have Riley Green, another guy from the Tigers. He is having an absolute breakout season, former top prospect. I really like him in this spot on this team. And then Byron Buxton. He is healthy and back to hitting well and playing great defense in center field. He's still second in the league in sprint speed, only behind Bobby Witt Jr. If I were Aaron Boone, who is managing this team, I would probably do Green in left, Buxton in center, and Judge in right. Staying in the outfield, but moving over to the National League, we have James Wood, Corbin Carroll, and Pete Crow Armstrong, but Kyle Tucker is a very, very close second. First of all, James Wood is shaping out to be one of the biggest stars in the major leagues at just 22 years old. He is having an amazing year with a .156 OPS plus. Corbin Carroll, who was in MVP conversations at the beginning of the year, he has a .908 OPS and a .150 OPS plus. He's 14th in the league in sprint speed. He is a great all-around player. And then for Pete Crow Armstrong, he has been so good for the Cubs. I'm so upset that the Mets gave him up for half a season of Javier Baez because he has top-tier sprint speed. He's a great defender. He's one of the best outfield arms in the game. And on top of all of that, he already has 18 home runs this year. This guy is a true 5-tool superstar, and so I really like this outfield. I think the best arrangement for David Roberts would be Wood in left, PCA in center, and Carroll in right. Finally, since we're not doing pitchers in this video, the final position is designated hitter. I've been starting with the American League throughout this whole video, but for this one, I'm going to start in the National League because you can probably already guess who this is. It's Shohei Ohtani! I bet you never would have guessed it. The man is insane. He just went 50-50 last year. He's having another great year this year. He just won May Player of the Month, and they're hoping to have him pitching again in the second half of the year, maybe even before the All-Star break, they're saying now. He's just insane. And then in the American League, this one is a little bit less obvious, but I feel it's still the clear pick. It's Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox. There's been a lot of drama surrounding Devers this year. First, he did not want to move off third base for Alex Bregman. Then he finally did it, but then Tristan Casas got hurt and they asked him to move to first base, but he said no to that also. Either way, at the DH position this season, he has been absolutely mashing. He has 14 homers, 57 RBIs with a .409 on base and a .516 slugging for an OPS of 925 and an OPS plus of 157. I really like him in this spot. So there you go, my opinion on who should start the All-Star game at every single position. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel down below. I would greatly appreciate it. Check out Around the Diamonds Designs for some awesome card designs. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.